Kia ora, hello and welcome to episode 5 of Astro Musical Interventions, a podcast dedicated to expansive openings for the heart and mind through an astrological lens. My name is Kāren Hunter, and I live in Tamaki Makaurau, Aotearoa, New Zealand. I practice music and astrology in some of the great variety of ways these paths can be explored and disseminated, including the meditative sound journey playing behind this podcast that was recorded on the recent solstice. In this episode, we are travelling outside the comfort zone of planets that can be observed with the naked eye to muse on the recent retrograde station of Neptune. The mystic turns inward and pauses for reflection. Watery Neptune presides over imagination and dreaming. Neptune's realm includes spirituality, music and film, especially sci-fi fantasy, sound journeys, psychedelic lore, medicinal healing plants. Neptune's reflection falls wherever we can lose ourselves and disassociate, whether positively or in shadow. Addictions of all kinds, including shopping, daytime television, gambling, relationship and sex addiction, and of course the spirit of alcohol and other addictive drugs. Vaping, huffing, clouds of confusion, dissolving in illusion, oceanic idealization, daydreaming, things that appear too good to be true, because they probably are. Neptune stationed retrograde at 2 degrees 10 minutes of Aries. The outer planets are retrograde for approximately half of an Earth year. So Neptune being retrograde is not, in itself, a shocking surprise. It's something we're used to. We're used to this feeling in our hearts. But where it is and what else is going on makes this particular Neptune retrograde significant. A retrograde planet signifies the internalized processes of that archetype. So this is always a time to look within oneself. Neptune backing up in the first degrees of the fire sign Aries indicates an insight into this whole new cycle occurring with the ingress into the very first degrees of the zodiac. A metaphor for a deepening cycle of growth for those who follow Western tropical astrology. This gives us our first idea, our first insight into what this etheric planetary archetype is going to be working on over the next 14 years as it transits through the sign of Aries. And some of the ways we can expect to evolve. we might become aware too of some of the very unevolved feelings and habits we have. We could consider this a great time for self-evaluation of any of the ways we disassociate and maintain unhealthy habits. There's obviously something we need to go back for right now. Something overlooked. An important piece of the puzzle was dropped on the way, and we're going to spend some time finding it over the next few months. The houses Aries and Pisces inhabit in your chart tells you where this is taking place. Your identity, perhaps, or something about your lover, your relationship, the way you show up at work and your career, or perhaps it's internal or within your family. Perhaps it's an evolution of what family means to you in your personal circumstances. In this process of gentle reflection, we can find a language to help us make peace with ourselves. Here are the images that are turning up for me at this time, and perhaps there are resonances here for you too. The mystic turns inward and pauses for reflection, going back for something forgotten, going back for something we thought we could do without, and remembering the dream, the mystery, the medicine, the insights from the medicine, the songs, the poems, the stories of the dream. Allowing ourselves to feel again, to feel the release. Something we can't quite put our finger on that is somehow lingering in the membrane around reality. How much space we really need. Where have the boundaries become too vague or too sturdy? Redrawing the lines, redefining the future through remembering past cycles. Injustice hiding in plain sight. Cognitive dissonance. Being confused about our own motives or the motives of another. Feeling something is not adding up or making sense, but unable to locate it logically. Lies and gaslighting. Having an intuition about an issue and being told we are incorrect by people in authority. Misguided decisions, changing direction, going back over old decisions and remaking them to fit differently. People from the past reappearing, relationships healing or finishing, forgiveness and the courage to ask for it, reopening hurts that have not been fully acknowledged, including anxiety and concern, finding a new way out of life's complex mazes. listening to music from the past, finishing old musical projects and artistic projects, appreciating artists who have passed away, favorite childhood music, nostalgia, memories of grandparents, parents, and friends who are no longer with us. Bathing in healing waters, water therapy, music therapy, dance therapy, tears and release, purging the unknown, but doing it anyway. Fixing old things, finding new homes for things, passing things on where they will have another life, using up the old one before starting on the new one. Helping friends find their path by listening and empathizing, holding open portals of possibility like curtains into a beautiful ancient cathedral. Reminders of art you've made in the past, being acknowledged for it, honoring and returning to distantly held ideas, being at peace with ourselves because we know that the world needs us to be at peace with ourselves. What does your mind turn to in the dark of nights? In those precious first waking moments when you are half asleep and half awake. When your mind's eye is able to see between the veils into the workings of your subconscious. The 12th house corners of the mind are opening the doors to our half-forgotten memories, atmospheric glimmerings, things we can't quite put our finger on. Self-soothing the overwhelm, bringing informed and grounded positivity to the people around us. Measuring success not on how often we fall, but how quickly we can get up again. Forgiving and forgetting. Blessings on your journey, wherever it is taking you this time. Thank you for listening. I hope you enjoyed this musing and this sound journey, which was recorded at the Button Factory on the solstice. If you'd like an MP3 copy of the full sound journey for its meditational atmosphere, please reach out and we'll arrange an exchange. I have a sound journey coming up in Auckland next week, and I'm also offering an astrology study group online, a hybrid group online and in person through July. You can find all the details for these events through my website, KārenHunter.com, or through the show notes. Ngā mihi and respect to you in your Neptunian journey. you.